Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a cycle, unable to break free from the weight of life's challenges? What if the ancient wisdom of Stoicism could help you reset, restart, and refocus your life? Today, we dive into the philosophy of Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic minds, to uncover how his teachings can empower us to regain control and reshape our lives, no matter the obstacles. Ready to transform your perspective? Briefly explains Stoicism and its origins in ancient Greece, highlighting its practical nature. Mention its core values: virtue, reason, self-control, and wisdom. Discuss how modern challenges, stress, anxiety, distractions make Stoicism more relevant today than ever. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, introduced Marcus Aurelius, his life and his writings. Meditations show how he used Stoic philosophy to navigate the complex responsibilities of ruling an empire. Why Marcus Aurelius is the perfect guide for resetting your life. Highlight how his philosophy can help us deal with modern life stresses and guide us to live with purpose and peace. The modern struggles identify common struggles: stress, decision fatigue, lack of focus, emotional overwhelm, and the constant bombardment of distractions. Mention how many people feel trapped in repetitive cycles without a clear direction or purpose. The fear of change. Address the internal resistance many feel when trying to reset or restart their lives. Change can be daunting, and people often fail to act because they don't know where to begin or how to maintain consistency. How Stoicism can help present the core challenge. How can Stoicism help break the chains of complacency and provide practical tools for change? Explain the Stoic view on external events vs. internal control, focusing on how we can control our reactions, even when external circumstances are out of our hands. If you're tired of feeling stuck and are ready to take control of your life, then let's dive into how you can use the Stoic principles of Marcus Aurelius to reset, restart, and refocus your life. Stick with us till the end for practical tools that can change your life. The Stoic foundation zone. The dichotomy of control. Of the most fundamental ideas in Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. This concept essentially divides everything into two categories: things that are within our control and things that are not. According to Stoic philosophy, the only things truly in our control are our thoughts, actions, and reactions. External events such as the weather, the opinions of others, or the traffic we encounter are beyond our control. The Stoics advise focusing solely on the things we can change, because worrying about external factors leads to frustration and anxiety. Marcus Aurelius often referred to this dichotomy in his Meditations. He believed that we should spend as little time as possible worrying about things beyond our control. For instance, during his reign as emperor, he encountered wars, betrayals, and political unrest, but he always grounded himself in the understanding that he could control his responses, not the events themselves. In modern life, this principle is incredibly powerful. Let's say you have a difficult colleague at work. You can't control their attitude or behavior, but you can control how you react, whether you engage with them calmly or let their negativity affect you. Make a list of things currently causing you stress or anxiety. For each item, categorize it as something within your control, your actions, your mindset, etc., or outside of your control, external events, others' opinions. Focus your energy only on the things you can control. Let go of what you cannot change. 2. Living according to nature is a core tenet of Stoic philosophy, emphasizing the alignment of our lives with the natural world and the rationality inherent in human nature. To live according to nature means to accept the world as it is and act in harmony with reason. And virtue. Nature is the universe in its entirety, and humans, as rational beings, are part of this natural order. Stoicism teaches that living in line with nature involves understanding your role in life and the bigger picture of existence. Marcus Aurelius reflected on this principle throughout meditations. He saw himself as a small part of a larger, interconnected system. He often meditated on the brevity of life, encouraging himself to contribute positively to society while accepting that change, decay, and death were natural processes. In today's world, many people chase after things that bring fleeting pleasure, neglecting their deeper connection to what is meaningful and true. Stoicism encourages a more authentic approach to life, prioritizing personal growth, relationships, and purpose over material success. Reflect on what brings you genuine fulfillment. This could be your passions, hobbies, or relationships. Consider how you might focus more on these meaningful aspects of life and less on superficial goals that are not aligned with your true nature. Virtue as the highest good. Stoics believed that the highest good in life is not wealth or status, but virtue, living a life of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Virtue is central to Stoicism because it aligns with our nature as rational beings. Wisdom allows us to make thoughtful decisions. Courage helps us face challenges. Justice guides us to treat others with respect, and temperance keeps our desires in check. Marcus Aurelius saw virtue as his guiding principle. He was an emperor, but his meditations show that he was focused on being a good person, not just a powerful one. He often reminded himself that even as an emperor, his greatest responsibility was to act with virtue. In the modern world, it's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of external success, money, fame, or possessions. But the Stoics argue that a life lived virtuously, no matter your external circumstances, is a life well lived. For example, practicing courage might involve speaking up for justice in a workplace environment, while temperance could be about managing excessive indulgences like unhealthy food or screen time. Reflect on the virtues you most value and how you can embody them in your everyday actions. Ask yourself, how can I cultivate more wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in my life today? B. Resetting your life with Stoicism. Taking inventory of your life. The first step in resetting your life with Stoicism is to take a deep, honest inventory of where you are and where you want to go. Stoics believe in self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius was known for asking himself deep questions about his life and his purpose. Before we can reset, we need to evaluate where we are and whether our actions align with our values. Marcus Aurelius often started his day by reflecting on the challenges he would face and reminding himself of the importance of virtue. His meditations were a way to recalibrate and refocus. In a fast-paced world, we often rush through life without pausing to assess whether we're living in alignment with our values. Stoicism encourages daily reflection to ensure we are not living on autopilot. Spend 10 minutes each morning reflecting on your goals, values, and the actions you want to take. Write down your thoughts in a journal. Over time, review these reflections and track your progress. 2. Breaking free from negative patterns. Resetting your life involves breaking free from negative habits and thought patterns that hold you back. Stoics believe that much of our suffering comes from within, from negative thoughts, unhealthy attachments, and unwise choices. To reset your life, you need to break free from these cycles and cultivate healthier ways of thinking and behaving. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius reminds himself that bad habits are like chains. He often wrote about the importance of breaking free from negative behaviors to live a more disciplined and virtuous life. Negative patterns might include procrastination, toxic relationships, or unhealthy coping mechanisms. G. Substance abuse. By applying Stoic techniques like reframing negative thoughts and setting small, achievable goals, we can make lasting changes. Identify one negative pattern in your life. G. Procrastination or negative self-talk. Break it down. When does it occur? What triggers it? Replace it with a positive, constructive action. 3. Controlling emotions. One of the Stoics' most powerful teachings is that we can control how we respond to emotions, even if we cannot always control the emotions themselves. Stoicism teaches that emotions are often irrational responses to external events, and we have the power to choose how to respond. The goal is not to suppress emotions, but to examine them critically and respond wisely. Marcus Aurelius, despite being an emperor, faced many emotional challenges, anxiety, grief, fear, and frustration. His ability to maintain control over these emotions allowed him to be a successful leader and philosopher. He frequently advised himself to observe his emotions and not be ruled by them. In our daily lives, emotions can derail our decision-making. Whether it's anger at a colleague or anxiety about a presentation, Stoicism teaches us to observe our emotions without reacting impulsively. Instead, we should examine the causes of our emotions and respond with reason. When you feel a strong emotion, anger, anxiety, etc., pause and take a few deep breaths. Ask yourself, what caused this emotion? How can I respond to this situation with wisdom rather than reacting impulsively? C. Restarting your life with Stoicism. Setting clear, virtuous goals. The next step in restarting your life is to set goals that align with Stoic principles, particularly virtue. Instead of focusing solely on material success, Stoics prioritize personal growth. Goals should not be about acquiring wealth or power, but about cultivating virtue, living a life of wisdom, courage, and justice. Stoic goals are less about external achievements and more about inner growth. Marcus Aurelius set his goals based on virtue. For example, his goal as an emperor wasn't simply to expand his empire, but to act justly, lead with wisdom, and serve his people with integrity. When setting goals, ask yourself, how will this goal help me grow as a person? Does it align with my values and purpose? Whether it's pursuing a career, building relationships, or focusing on health, your goals should reflect your Stoic ideals. Write down one major goal for the next year. Break this goal down into smaller actions that reflect Stoic values, wisdom, courage, justice, temperance. 2. Accepting and embracing change. Stoics accept that life is full of change, loss, failure, and uncertainty. The ability to embrace change with grace is key to restarting your life. Explanation. Rather than fearing change, Stoics learn to embrace it as a natural part of existence. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the inevitability of change and death. and how we should not resist it, but rather accept it with equanimity. Historical context. Throughout his reign, Marcus faced constant challenges, military defeats, political unrest, and personal loss. But rather than complaining or resisting, he accepted these as opportunities to practice virtue. Modern application. Life is unpredictable. We may face personal setbacks, career shifts, or the loss of loved ones. Stoicism teaches us that the best response to change is not to resist, but to accept, adapt, and grow stronger. Actionable exercise. Identify one recent change or challenge in your life that you've been resisting. Reflect on how you can accept this change, adapt to it, and find meaning in the experience. The turning point present, a compelling story of someone, could be based on Marcus Aurelius or a modern figure who applies Stoic principles to face a major life challenge. Show how, through focus and perseverance, they achieve a monumental shift in their life, proving that Stoicism can truly change our outlook and our lives. End with a thought-provoking question or statement. If Marcus Aurelius could transform an entire empire with Stoic principles, what could you accomplish in your own life? Recap of key concepts summarize the main Stoic teachings that can help reset, restart, and refocus one's life. Control, virtue, perspective, actionable steps for the audience. Reiterate the exercises and practical applications from earlier sections, encouraging the audience to take action. Final words of inspiration. End with a quote from Marcus Aurelius or another Stoic philosopher, inspiring the audience to live their life with purpose and focus, just as the Stoics did. Leave them with a challenge. What will you do today to refocus your life with Stoicism?